Hello there. So today I want to actually go into more depth. My understanding, my view of things from, let's call it, the gay community, our society in general, things affected by our culture. I'm hearing Republicans generally talking about affecting the culture, and I think part of doing that would have to be talking about more stuff involved, not just specifically things that are happening, their baseline views on things, more specifics. I think there's more underlying things that we should be able to say is okay. For example, someone that's considered a homophobe, it's like a curse word or something. You call someone like you're a homophobe, like something wrong with you, like you're of an evil person that you're a homophobe. Like how dare you? Like another argument I've heard is basically people would argue it's 2016, it's 2017, it's 2018. Like get with the times. Like these times you can't be homophobic in these times. This I actually saw in a show recently. There was these two guys. For some reason I don't remember exactly why the guard was known homophobe somehow. They knew he was a homophobe, and these guys were in prison, and they were wanting to make a jailbreak. So what are they doing? They figure they're gonna beat each other up, and the guard's gonna come in, break up the fight, and and they'll get out. That's what they figured will happen. What they realized was they were while beating each other up, the guard was just laughing and enjoying his food or whatever. Like, yeah, beat each other up, great. And obviously, this is bad behavior from the guard. He's supposed to break them up and not allow them to beat each other up like that. At the same time, they are in jail. I mean, but still, he's supposed. That's it's known. He's supposed to break it up. So guards mess up. Guards in the wrong. Not mess up. He's in the wrong. And so what they decided, they figured, this guy's a homophobe. We'll kiss each other, and that'll get us out of here. And so they were kissing each other, and lo and behold, the guard is like, no, no, I'm not standing for this in my jail. So he breaks them up, and then their plan worked for when they kissed. The guard was breaking them up. They ran around the guard, and they locked the guard in. And their response after that was basically, "It's on you. It's 2016 or 2017 or whatever the year was." And I'm thinking to myself, like, they're making a jailbreak. They're in jail for whatever reason. It could be they're in the wrong. I'm not sure about that. I don't remember exactly what happened. I don't really care about what happened. The point was their argument was a ridiculous argument. And I was thinking to myself, like, I've heard this argument so much over the years. People, they don't have arguments. So they'll say things like, oh, it's 2016. Like, come on. I think it's usually LGBTQ related stuff or whatever it is. And I think, like, if anyone makes that argument to you, they'll say, like, get with the times or it's this year or whatever it is. They don't have an argument, and you should tell them that's not an argument. I'd like to hear a substantive argument from you, something that I can actually discuss with you. We can't discuss if the discussion is, well, it's 2016, and then I'm going to say to you, yeah, but it's 2016. Like, how is this supposed to work with this interaction here? It doesn't seem there's any sense to this. It seems kind of like we're dumbing ourselves. Really, we're just making sounds as chimpanzees. We may as well just be apes, just throwing feces at each other at this point. If that's how we're arguing with things, it's completely ridiculous. And I think this is usually LGBTQ related stuff. So I think if the LGBTQ community or the people who are defending the LGBTQ community or whatever you want to call them, I don't really like to call them that, but whatever it is, um, they gotta make much better arguments than basically chimpanzees throwing feces at each other or whatever. Because that's the same equivalency as far as I'm concerned. That's the same thing. Um, Also, I don't hear Republicans. I don't imagine I'm the only conservative that will come out. Maybe I'm the only conservative that will come out and say this outright on a video for the public. But I'm not the only conservative. I don't imagine I'm the only conservative who actually is this way. So I will say the same arguments conservatives will generally say, which is, yeah, I'm libertarian on gay marriage. Let them live their life. It's their business, not mine. I don't really care what they do. But that's not entirely true. I think me and probably more people than are out there admitting it in the public sphere don't actually like this public inappropriate behavior, whether it's gays or guys and girls or whoever it is, just making out in public. I'm working in retail places, and in front of my face, the customers are just making out like it's no big deal, and it's something that's kind of been accepted, and it's pretty gross. And I personally, I'm talking about the homophobe thing because I would be labeled a homophobe because these things gross me out. When I see two guys holding hands in public, or two girls holding hands in public, or kissing in public, or whatever it is, I'm less grossed out by the straight people doing the stuff they're doing than I am by the gay people doing the stuff that they're doing. And you might say, I'm a homophobe. Okay, so I will tell you straight up, I am a homophobe. I do not like it. I will never, ever go out and say they shouldn't be allowed to get married and do what they want to do. Ever. My entire life, I've did not like anything with gays whatsoever. They've grossed me out my whole life, and it's been something that's bothered me. At the same time, I've never been harmful to a gay person in any capacity, in any way. And there are people I've met who I've been friends with who are gay. And I've never seen them interact with others as gay or anything like that. And it's been fine for me. And they can openly and have openly spoken to me about their views on things and their relationships and different things. And it is what it is. I still respect them. I treat them like I would treat anyone else. I just don't like this behavior. I don't like seeing people doing these things. And if they were to call me a homophobe, I should be able to proudly say I'm the best man I can be. And if part of being the best man I can be is being a homophobe, so be it. I am that, and I don't know how to change it. The same way they don't know how to change being gay to being straight, I don't know how to change from being grossed out by it to not being grossed out by it. You might say just accept it. I I'm a human being. I'm a flawed person. We are all flawed. We cannot be perfect. There's going to be things about us that aren't going to be right. The thing that we need to actually care about more is also with the racism thing. Once you're slandered, you're labeled a racist, you're the worst person in the world, as far as they're concerned. And the people on the right will defend this, but there's no human aspect here. People don't function this way. There are people out there. There are conservatives out there. I guarantee you. I'm not the only one. There are conservatives out there who should be out there saying we're not for this behavior, and we find these things gross if we're being honest. And I don't see enough people saying that. And I think if we're going to have people out there in the political sphere, there needs to be more of them out there that are being real with the people and understanding to what's real with the people. And it seems to me there's more people on both sides that aren't really getting what's going on with the people that do than do. I can take a survey. I can guarantee I'll walk around my street and I will go and I'll ask people. There might be more people than not saying they're not grossed out by it, but there might be more people also saying that they think it's inappropriate and they wish more people wouldn't do it. But how can we stop people from doing it if no one's talking about it? Are they teaching this in schools? Are they talking about this in public schools? As far as I know, they're teaching sex ed in public schools. They're teaching kids, mind you, to have sex and just use birth control and a condom or whatever it is. But are they actually teaching kids don't actually like hook up in a public space? Maybe they are. I don't know. And are the parents doing this? I just know that through my life, I'm seeing this happening more regularly. And it's pretty gross. And I don't see enough people who call themselves conservatives. I think they should be talking about this. They consider themselves to be more religious people, more people with God and all that stuff. You want to talk about changing the culture as they like to talk about doing. Talk about changing people's behaviors and being against people's behaviors. Being okay with the fact that a person can have a view they have on something. They could be a racist. They could be a homophobe. They could be against whatever they're against. But as long as they're not behaving in any bad way against that person they despise because of their race, they should be accepted in society. Let's say I didn't like black people. Should I be shunned for the rest of my life because I just, for some reason, don't like them because of their skin color? I don't like them. I don't have anything to do with them. What am I doing to them, though? Am I harming them? I've never liked the way these people act in public. Not once have I ever harmed a gay person. Not once. I'm talking about the gays now specifically. I'm talking about how they act in public. When it comes to holding hands and the kissing and whatever. Not once have I ever harmed a gay person, ever. I've never spoken bad to a gay person about the fact that they're gay or anything. But my views to myself have been to myself. My behavior has been pretty much good. And the fact that now someone who, let's say, watches this video sees me saying I am a homophobe, they can now say, you're a homophobe, you're a bigot, you're a disgusting human being, how could you, get with the times, all this stuff. Should this really be how society functions? Or would it be better that we actually try accepting more things? The left claims to be accepting more things. I don't think they would accept any of the stuff about myself that I'm admitting flaws and problems about me. They like to accept what they think you should be, the best you can be, and the best you can be is what they deem you to be. I'm telling you what I actually am and saying this is what I am, and like it or not, I am a human being that exists like this, and I'm not the only one. And like I said, as long as we're not harming other people because of our prejudices or bigotry or whatever it is, we should be fine. I should be able to be with whoever. I remain consistent on all these things. I should be able, if I wanted to open up, I said this about the Civil Rights Act and all that stuff, why I'm against controlling the people like this. If I wanted to make an all-white bar that only whites are allowed, I should be allowed to do that. It's my business. I should be allowed to do that in a free country. I should be allowed to not like another race as long as I'm not having any actions against them in public or anything like that. In the private space, it's my business. In a public space, I don't have the right. and I should be allowed to be somebody out there that exists like that without being shunned and my whole life ruined because I don't like something. A lot of people like things, a lot of people don't like things. We all have things we like and don't like. And all the things we don't like, we should all be shunned for those things. This seems to be a little nuts, if you ask me, and not conductive, not productive. I mean, for society in any way. And I think it's just not productive for the fact that Republicans constantly keep saying they are for gay marriage. They're for your right to, as a gay guy to get married. Just don't bother me. Don't get as long as it's not affecting me. I don't care. But they're not going to go to the extent of saying, well, actually, I'm a human being, and there are things about gays I don't like. They're trying to be, yeah, we can be pro LGBTQ because we're for the gay marriage, but is there something about them that you don't like? Is there things that bother you about them? Can you freely go out and talk about it? If you can freely go out and talk about it, then as far as I'm concerned, the American dream is working. But if you feel like you can't talk about something when we have a First Amendment right, you feel like you cannot say that I don't like gay people. I don't want the government to be involved. Like if you're out there saying I don't like gay people, therefore let's get the government to stop these people from existing and stop them from getting married and stop them from all that stuff. Okay, I have a bone to pick with you if that's the case, because I believe in freedom and rights and all that stuff. But if you feel like right now, and I think there's a lot of people out there that will probably admit this. If I were to like go up to a lot of people personally and say, "Do you think you can go out there and say you're a racist?" Make a YouTube video, say, "I am a racist." Do you think you can do that? You will say, "I've never harmed a single black person in my life, but I hate black people." Can you do that? Can you feel comfortable that you can do this? And if you can, and nothing will actually happen to you from it, I would say the American dream is being well run as long as you're behaving in a way that's accordingly. Where only you should be scared to attack anybody because of their race or do anything in a negative way because of their race, as you should do for anybody with anyone's anything. It shouldn't be specifically towards race. So your specific personal stuff should be between you. I'm very big First Amendment when it comes to things between being you and God. I believe that freedom of religion works only with the belief of believing that everything with God is between you and God. I'm very big in that. And I believe in that very much so. Anyhow, that's all I got for that. All the best. Like, subscribe, join in my Facebook group, America and Values. All the best. Thanks for watching.